Makeup, welcome to today's update. So we're looking at the US30. Now it's pre-zoomed out at the moment, and that's mainly just due to one reason. We're trying to just get an overall idea and thoughts on what's happening here. So we can see that entire trend up from the COVID crash that we saw and that very strong market we saw move up. Now there was some distribution up here. We had our original break lower. We had a nice counter rally here that made a new high above here, but it still can be seen as obviously a lower high to the previous all-time high. But we then saw we've now seen this real come down back to reality after inflation, inflation rates, etc. Lately has really caused this real fast snap back down. So we saw that original counter rally, but that's a new lower high, and this has happened this week on Tuesday after the CPI data, and we've seen another move lower in yesterday's session after a bit of mixed data. So we had the Empire State come in still in the negative, but better than expected, and we saw retail sales come in better than expected as well. So I think that's still putting a bit of worry into some traders' thoughts about the current situation with inflation and rates, and if we are still going to see some of those very high rate increases still set to continue. Now we want to get into. We're going to zoom in, and we're just going to have a better look at some of the price action on the short term. So we can definitely see that this trend here has been broken. We've had our first lower high, move lower. Now we all remember that move. That was a few Fridays ago after Powell's speech at Jackson Hole, and this was the big surprise. Now, originally I thought maybe this was an exhaustion bar, but you can see now that we've had another move lower, and today we're actually trading at new weekly lows. So this does really start to raise the question about, is this trend completely dead, and are we now in the midst of a new push lower? There's plenty of lower highs on the OBV, but we do see this level here. If sellers do get back to it, it's at 35.75 area. There has been a fair bit of support and demand in that area previously, so now we've broken this mini support that was set up from last week. Are we going to see a new pushback down to this level at that 3500 area, just to round it off? Are we going to see a move back down to that area, and will buyers re-engage, or is this new momentum that we're seeing from sellers really entrenched now, and are we going to see a continuation move lower, with that being the newest confirmed lower high in the series, and we've got our new lower low now? So pattern trend is definitely normal. We had the breaker trend, we had lower high, lower low, lower low, lower high, and we've got now a new lower low. So if we do see a move here, will we see some resistance from buyers? And if we don't, could we see our next move higher, setting up our new lower high, and then a push lower, which could get back down to testing, breaking that 30,000 point, and retesting this area back down here at that 29,950 area. So that's what we're really watching at the moment. So our thoughts right now is, if selling continues, we'd look for this to be our next level to be possibly tested at that 30,500 area. If we do see a counter rally there, and it does turn into a new lower high, will we then see another new extension which could break that area and get back down to that, that just below that 30,000 area? So a lot will come down to, I think, this area just here, and if buyers can put up some sort of defense, will that then turn into a counter rally, and could that counter rally turn into something more if we do see some evidence saying that inflation is starting to be not as big an issue as it has been seen, and that there could be some minor relief on rates. But at the moment it does really look like things are quite negative, and we will just wait and see if we get that move down to test that area of support and demand during this week. So that's it for today's update. Again, we thank you very much for tuning in. We'd love to hear your feedback. If you have any thoughts, or if you have any or different price projections, or if you're seeing the current picture quite differently, I would love to hear from you. So please leave a comment for us. And until our next update, we hope you have a really good rest of your day. Good trading as well if you're in the markets. And thanks again. So bye for now.